I'm going to die, and so are you. But that's not a reason to be sad, I don't think. Are ghosts real? What happens after we die? All of this explained and more in this video. So if you want to watch that, click that like button, subscribe and ding the bell, and let's crack on with it, shall we? Now the question about ghosts is an interesting one. Is the eternal soul one that continues on after life? Now recently I've been reading a book by a guy called Trutz Hardow, and his book is called Children Who Have Lived Before. It's an exploration of reincarnation and all of the evidence for reincarnation, and some of it I think is a little bit hokey. They have a lot of regression therapy and they use that as evidence. I don't personally think that past life regression should be used as evidence of that past life, because people frankly could be making it up. But what I am very interested in are the accounts of children who have found their own murderers from their previous life. They've gone back to villages and they've pointed at people and they've said certain things that then led to their own murderer being discovered. I find that interesting. That doesn't necessarily mean that I believe in life after death, and it certainly doesn't necessarily mean that I believe in ghosts. Anyone who's been on my channel for a while is going to know that I don't believe in ghosts, and there's a very good reason for that. If you want to find out more, I've put a link just up there. But despite my own feelings for that, what sort of evidence is there for ghosts? So back in the late 90s, there was a bit of a glut on paranormal investigation programs, and they had names like Most Haunted and things like that, that would go around haunted locations with cameras, normally late at night. And this is another point. If ghosts do exist, why would they come out at 3 o'clock in the morning? Were they insomniacs during their life? And if they weren't insomniacs, why at 3 o'clock in the morning? It seems very odd. Wouldn't that ghost just be asleep? Do ghosts even dream? I don't know. But anyway, back to the story. Back in the late 90s, there were a whole load of investigation kind of programs. And initially, I was just like everybody else, just consuming this content, watching this stuff. This is before YouTube, remember? But what I noticed way back then was that there's lots of bangs and camera shake and people getting freaked out, but there was never really any evidence of anything. I think there was one example of a chair moving, which was potentially quite scary. But beyond that, there really wasn't very much there to say ghosts are real. And I think after decades and decades of people searching around with multiple cameras in a whole production crew, and they're trying to find something interesting, I find it quite disturbing almost that we're wasting so much of our time looking for this stuff, and there doesn't really seem to be any evidence whatsoever of ghosts. If you disagree with me, please do put something down in the comments so that we can have a discussion on this, and I'll see you again next time with some more magical awesomeness. But until next time, as always,
Stay magical.